Hey there, welcome back to another secondhand adventure video. I know I haven't touched base with you guys for a couple of days here when on my schedule. Anyways, things have been kind of, up and down a little bit. I've been dealing with some pain and some exhaustion from not sleeping very well. So Doc finally got me on some pain meds, and that's pretty good. Last night was my first night getting some real sleep. I'm so happy about that. And evidently the wound care supplies that were supposed to be sent from the wound clinic were sent to an address that I haven't lived at in 4 years or so. So there's that. And they may show up by the end of day today or tomorrow. When they show up, we'll do another wound changing video for you guys and get that up. Alrighty guys, my supplies came in and I wanted to show you guys the new bandage material stuff that I'm using on my leg there. First things first is we have some new tape. This is just like 3M micropore, so it allows for some breathability, which is going to be nice. My skin's going to appreciate that because I've been using before. I'm going to stick it over here. This waterproof adhesive tape, which is kind of irritating on the skin. So not that the tape on the skin is much of an issue anymore, because what I'm doing now, hopefully they'll listen to me and they'll send me some Mepitel. The Mepitel wound mesh one stuff. My leg goes through less pain and seems to heal a little better, a little faster when I use the Mepitel. But this is a stuff they call Aquacel AG Extra. And this stuff here, I guess, is silver laden. Let's see if I can get it to focus. I'm gonna stop tracking my face and focus on this. So this is the Aquacel AG Extra, and it has like basically small silver fibers woven into it, which I guess makes it more like colloidal silver, makes it harder for bacteria and stuff to grow in the wound. So that's what I have in there today, and we'll show you how that comes out and how it goes back in. Again, I'd much prefer the Mepitel. I really would, because the Mepitel comes out so much easier, and it cleans up out of the wound a lot easier. Now, Mepitel doesn't offer any sort of extra healing stuff. It just provides a barrier that doesn't stick to the gauze. Over the Aquacel or Mepitel, when I have it, I put, I've cut this in half, but it's just a kind of a wound pad. They send me these little wound pads, and I cut it in half and put that over the whatever actual wet dressing or wet dry dressing that's there on my leg. Once we put the pad over that, we wrap up with some of this gauze, and we tape it down with the tape I showed you. Pretty simple, but better stuff for my leg, and hopefully some of this stuff will help me heal a little faster. They also gave me some tramadol. That's what they gave me. So the tramadol's been helping me sleep a little better, and I'm really appreciating having some less pain overall. I've gone from being kind of like living at a 7 or an 8 to living at a 2 or a 3, which is so much better for me. And I'm actually getting sleep, like catching up on the rest that I haven't gotten in months. So pretty good stuff. That's the supplies update. We'll go ahead and dive into the wound changing here, and we'll let you guys see that. Alrighty, guys and gals. As per usual, undo the leg, roll up the long johns. Now, the wound clinic folks gave me this here compression sock, so I've been wearing it every day. That helps with the swelling on my leg, which I'm assuming will help with not only pain, but healing as well, hopefully. It looks like it's about in the shot there. And alrighty, guys and gals. Let's get in here and change this bandage. Coffee. I put this bandage on last night. And they tell me they want to try and leave these bandages on for a day and a half, 2 days. And we'll see how well that works out. They tell me it's supposed to be, my wound is supposed to generate enough moisture that this won't dry out so much, but I added a little bit of water to it last night when I put it on because I did not want to have it being a problem like it did the first time. Hey, that wasn't so bad. Boy, that sure does look nasty though, doesn't it? It's pretty grody. Pretty yucky. All right. Looks like there's some granular tissue growing in there. And since my tramadol seems to be working still, we're not going to use any lidocaine because this isn't hurting. You can see all the kind of red and inflamed tissue throughout here. Sure is irritated at me. Yeah, that's a Pyoderma Gangrenosum wound. Hopefully they'll get me on some cyclosporine soon. I have an appointment with the dermatologist in about a month. Yeah, we're just going to use half of what's there because this wound is starting to spread pretty bad. It's got some new growth going on here and new growth going on underneath here. Plus these spots down here are starting to worry me. So we're going to go ahead and just cover the whole thing up with this here piece of Aquacel gauze. You know what? While I'm here, I'm sure this won't be much fun. And yeah, sorry guys, I cut out the face cam. Since I've got pain management, there's not a lot of pain faces that I make. At least through this process. You want to see me in agony, you'll have to come by about 2 in the morning. And catch me on a bad night now. Alright, there's your last look, folks. There it is. Well, I guess that's not a good idea. There we go. There it is, guys. now I'm going to patch it back up because the more it dries out, the more it will start hurting. And I do not want that. I'll grab my water real quick. I'll be right back. And I tend to just take a couple of drops of water from my cup on my fingertip and just shake a little moisture into the gauze. And that's what I did last time. Made it much easier to get out of the wound this time. That'll probably do just fine. So then we'll cover that guy up with the gauze bandage pad thing. And since I don't like it slipping, we do use a little tape on the skin. But since we got better tape, it doesn't seem to be so irritating on my flesh. What ends up happening, the compression sock, I mean, the wound is on a terrible spot on my leg as far as like the contours of my leg go, and keeping a gauze bandage wrap, whatnot, on the wound becomes a trick. Once I have the compression sock rolled up, etc., I have my sock rolled up, and that's kind of putting pressure on the leg. And since it's constantly squeezing on the leg, and the leg is more narrow towards the ankle, then the sock slips a little bit throughout the day. And if it slips and this isn't actually taped into place, it'll peel the bandage down off of the wound. And I've opened this up and had half of the wound just kind of exposed before. And then from here, we wrap it up with gauze. No big deal. Smack the camera there. And this doesn't provide any compression or anything. It's just kind of a protective layer to keep me from taking a beating directly on that bandage. It provides some support and some padding and maintains a breathable layer. And it sure is nice to not have, say, my pant leg just rubbing up against it, irritating it all day. Worse yet, wake up in the middle of the night at 2 in the morning because my pant leg has yanked my bandage off of my leg entirely, or my blankets have yanked the bandage off of my leg or got matted up in some tape or some such other painful way to wake up. It's not so fun. Alrighty, boys and girls, there it is. It's all taped up. It's all bandaged up. There's the new supplies. Update on medicine. Got a wound clinic appointment tomorrow. And then a week after that, I go back to my primary care physician, and he's going to check up on my heart meds. We'll go from there. Thanks for dropping in, guys. We'll see you on down the trail.